Hello Sagittarius, and thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. This is a general reading. It goes without saying that it may or may not resonate with you this week, and I will be using stories from the Greek myths in the Mythic Tarot cards. So what can we get for Sagittarius this week? What can we get for you guys? Oh, beautiful. The Star card and the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Star card is all about renewed hope. This is opening up Pandora's box and seeing what's inside. And the Six of Pentacles is about receiving money and gifts, a benefactor. So there's renewed hope and gifts this week for you guys, Sagittarius. Beautiful. So the Six of Pentacles, the story is that Daedalus is going to the king. He's a master craftsman, and he's asking the king for money to basically be his benefactor, to look after him, to let him be his craftsman in the court. And so he's now like, you know, the king's whatever, the king's craftsman, whatever you call that. And so the king is going, yeah, okay, you can be my number one. You can stay in the court. You will have everything provided for you. I will look after you, and you will have all the money, all the food that you need, and you can stay as long as you do this for me, and you make these things, beautiful things for me, and this is what I need. So with the Star card, we can see that it's like saying, well, now that this has happened, I'm just really drawn to the fact that the gold is being reflected down here, the gold of the pentacles. The pentacles are all about money. They're about stability. There's about the earthy energy. They're about career and finances, but definitely is about some sort of financial stability happening here for you, and someone looking after you on that level. And so everything is kind of being provided for you. And I can see that this is being reflected into the Star card, and that's really having this effect of going, well, wow, this is amazing. What can I do now? There's all these amazing possibilities. And so it's bringing hope where hope once wasn't there, because I feel like, you know, this situation, it's finally just kind of given you a stable footing, Sagittarius, a stable footing. And it's almost like that's what you needed in order to be able to move forward. You needed some sort of stability. So what else can we get? Oh, okay. We've got the Three of Cups and the Hanged Man. So it's interesting because the Three of Cups is about celebration of love. This could be a marriage or an engagement or a birth of a child. This is Eros and Psyche, and the story of them finally consolidating their love. They've met, they've fallen in love in the Two of Cups, and that beautiful in love feeling. And the Three of Cups is, yeah, now we're in a relationship. We're together. We want to announce to the world that we love each other. It could be, you know, an announcement of an engagement, like I said. And there's other people celebrating. They're happy that you're kind of together. There's something to celebrate on a family level here, because we're getting sense of stability. I'm getting family. I'm getting home. I'm getting, you know, that sort of, that, you know, it's really going to be some celebrations around the home this week for you guys, Sag. The Hanged Man is saying this is the story of Prometheus, who was punished by Zeus, and every day this bird, I can't remember if it was a crow or an eagle, I can't remember the name of the bird, but it flies around him every day and eats his liver or a kidney, one of his organs. And then every day as the sun rises, the sun sets and the sun rises, it renews, and he is alive again. And every day the bird pecks at him and eats his liver, and every day he renews at sunset, and in the morning the bird comes and attacks him again. And it's this cycle of feeling like the scapegoat, the punishment, that is just happening over, this relentless, like having to deal with this stress, with this pressure, that it's just keeps happening over and over and over again. And I pick myself up and I get knocked back down. I pick myself up and I feel like I'm being punished. And it just feels like I'm in this never-ending cycle with this hanged man and this bird. And it's, because he has been punished by Zeus, and punished feels like it's some sort of divine punishment, punished by the gods. The sun rises, the sun sets. Oh, it just keeps going on and on and on. And so this is sometimes, the thing that Prometheus did was he gave fire to the mortals, to humans, and the gods, like Zeus was so angry because it was considered something magical of the gods, mythical of the gods. He was so angry that he gave it to man, that he punished him for doing this. And so, Prometheus, I mean, his actions were actually noble. He was trying really hard to do a good deed. He was trying to do something great, but it just offended somebody else. By doing something good has had an effect on somebody else. And so it's this sense of, it's been a long time coming. Because I feel like this is where you've been on this sort of cycle of feeling like it's just happening, Groundhog Day, happening over and over again. I'm trying really hard. I'm trying my best. What am I doing wrong? It's kind of this cycle. So with this Three of Cups energy, and I feel like, because we're talking about financial security, the family, I just feel like I'm butting my head up against a wall with this Hanged Man energy. I feel like it's been going on for a long time, trying to provide for yourself or your family, or trying to find some sort of stability in your life. And it just is kind of like, just when you want to get back up, like I said, you get knocked back down. You're not feeling like you're getting anywhere, that you're moving. There's this stagnation of feeling like you just got to surrender. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. And it feels like that's the cycle that's finally going this week, Sagittarius. Okay, thank goodness we got to that. So that's why we've got this Three of Cups, a celebration, that finally we've got something to celebrate. There's something that's really going to bring stability. A benefactor can be financial, but it can also be emotional. It can be like a job. You finally get a job. It could be that you finally in a relationship, or you've healed a relationship with your parents. It could be in anything. It's basically bringing more stability on the home front. And that is not only financial, it's also emotional and mental. It happens on all levels. So what else can we get for Sagittarius? What else can we get for you guys? Okay, we have the Magician and the Queen of Swords. Now, it's interesting because the message of the Magician, he seems to have come out a little bit this week. This is Hermes, and he's the god of thieves, the god of travelers. He looks after travelers, and he's also the patron of magic. And he's considered a bit of a trickster energy, old Hermes, but he's also a messenger of the gods. So the gods trust him, but humans don't necessarily trust him, because he is actually a guide energy. He can guide you on your path, and he will guide you. He's kind of like a symbol of the soul guiding you, but the path he might take you down is not necessarily the path that you think that you've been on or you should have been on. And this is kind of the message of, is it interesting because these two cards, and I think it's similar to those ones, is this one, the Hermes feels like the past and the Queen of Swords feels like the present. And the same with the Three of Cups and the Hanged Man. It felt like the Hanged Man was the past, and the Three of Cups is, it's the road that's led you up to here, and the Three of Cups is, where you finally find yourself. And the message of the Magician is that, yeah, it was a pretty awful little path that you got taken down. That's why men feel like they're tricked by Hermes, is because he can take you down the darkest of paths. You can feel like you're lost. It's like, oh, he tricked me. I'm lost now. He was supposed to show me how to get to there, and he didn't. But you might get there in the end, but you've just gone down this dark, winding road instead. And that's what I feel like this Hanged Man energy is. It's this real dark, windy road that you've been down. And when we get the Hermes coming in, the Magician, it's basically saying that, there was a reason for you going down that path. There was a reason. There was a divine reason for it. And with the Queen of Swords energy coming in, she's very rational. She's the Queen of Swords. Don't argue with her. She's a very intelligent woman. You know, don't want to get into an argument with her, because she's got the double-edged sword that she's holding up here, the element of air, and she will slice you with her words and her thoughts. She can organize her brain very, very well, and she can be very sharp in her response to you. So don't ever lie to her. Don't ever try and manipulate her, because she's just like, no. And the thing with this energy of her is she's kind of just saying, don't bullshit me. So when Hermes comes in and he's considered the trickster, the Queen of Swords is saying, no, don't bullshit me. Don't take me down that garden path again, okay, Hermes? Because last time you tricked me, and I'm not going to be tricked again. And the interesting thing with the Queen of Swords is that she's throwing her, I was initially drawn to this, her throwing her vase of water, her emotions. She's not connecting to her emotions. She can sometimes be a bit of an ice queen, because she doesn't regard them. She's been hurt in the past, and so she's not connecting to her emotions. She's throwing them away. And so she's just purely connecting to the element of air and the mind, because that's a safer place for her to be. And she is actually very good in that arena. You know, she's actually mentally very sharp, but connecting to her emotions can make her seem like an aloof figure. It can actually make her seem quite detached. She can have very high ideals, too high ideals for humans, whereas she can kind of be, you know, that person in the office that you think is kind of quite scary and untouchable, and she can feel sometimes be a bit lonely as a result, because she can feel isolated. And so this Queen of Swords energy is saying, it's around it is this question of trust, really, of trusting the process, of trusting there was a reason why you went down that road. Hermes did take you down that road. There was a divine reason. And now, yes, I get you don't trust it. There's a not trusting, and now you have this stability that's been brought in. And the question is, you know, it's a thing of learning to trust again, and to be able to connect to them, trust your emotions, trust that it's okay, and allow yourself to be human, allow yourself to show your vulnerability. You don't have to be strong the whole time. And it's also very much a discerning energy of not being fooled by anybody else again this time. So it's sort of, there's this interesting ambivalence to it, because there's partly a question of like trying to open up to warmth and trust again, but also it's like, but you might not necessarily be so easily deceived the second time around. Not that you necessarily, so that there's 2 points to that, in that this Hermes was saying that was a necessarily path to you go down, but there's also, I just got the energy then that there may have been deception around you, and that this time you're not going to be deceived. So that is something different that could have occurred. So Sagittarius, I'm going to pull you a final card, a soul card, message from the soul. So what can we get from Sagittarius as a little final parting message around this reading for you? What can we get for Sagittarius? Message from the soul. Great. The Six of Swords. Now, it's interesting because we're just talking about swords energy and the Queen of Swords, and all about your mind and the element of air, and, you know, your thoughts, and how you can kind of get trapped in your thoughts and be too chilly and icy for emotions. But the Six of Swords is basically saying, from the soul, you're moving to calmer waters, okay? A more serene and happier state of mind. So this fear and defensiveness of the Queen is going to kind of start dissolving away. And with the Six of Swords, we can see the Three Swords. This choppy water is actually what is propelling this boat into the clear waters, which is, water is your emotion, the choppy water is stirred up emotions, the cleared water is actually quite calm and serene emotions. But it really is about the swords, which is the element of air, which is your thoughts. And he's in a boat, so he's on a journey. He's moving from one state to another, one place to another. It might actually be a physical move, a moving place, a moving job, a moving house, whatever it is. But it's more on, I mean, that might happen, but what that will have the effect of is calm mind. Okay, you're going to be feeling a lot calmer about everything this week, Sagittarius. So that is great news for you guys. And that's it for today. So I hope that all makes sense for you guys. And I think I just feel like it's finally, I'm just getting these building blocks of stability finally coming in for you guys. Something has been felt quite unstable for a while, like that windy road, and just that benefactor coming in. We've got the Six of Pentacles and renewed hope. So I think you're just gonna feel so much better. And don't forget to celebrate. Don't forget to celebrate. So have a great week, Sagittarius. If you'd like to hear more, I'll be uploading these at the same time each week. So please subscribe, like, or leave a comment or share. And see you next time. Bye.